Welcome back, friends. Today we are making a I can't even pronounce it right. Vieux Carré. Vieux Carré is another one of these New Orleans cocktails. That's why I couldn't pronounce it. It's both that French and Creole pronunciation. It was invented in the 1830s at the Carousel Bar at the Hotel Monteleone in New Orleans. It's not as famous as the Sazerac. It's not as famous as the Hurricane, but it does have this history with the city. It's a classic cocktail, and it's one that we're going to make today. Vieux Carré actually means town square in French, which it's named after French Quarter. So it's Old Square, excuse me, Old Square. And like I said, it's basically in reference to the French Quarter in New Orleans. And that's what we're making today. Ingredients are actually, I don't think I've made one that has this many ingredients. We got our rye, Benedictine. First time trying Benedictine in a cocktail, first time trying Benedictine, period. I had to pick it up. Had a hard time finding it, actually. We got our Cognac, Cavassier, and of course, our Sweet Vermouth. We're using desalins today. This one also takes both types of bitters. It's going to use both the Peychaud bitters, which is I guess the preferred New Orleans bitters, and the aromatic bitters. And we are going to serve this. We're going to serve this in a lowball. So let's go ahead and build the drink. Get all this out of the way. I have a lot of things here so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. Gonna start with a mixing glass, fill it up with ice. All right, we are going to do 1.5 parts of Rye Whiskey using the Brookside Reserve. That's the brand I'm using currently. One and a half measures of cognac. Like I said before, we're using Cavassier. One and a half measures of the Sweet Vermouth. And a full measure of the Benedictine. Benedictine is one of these old classic liqueurs, herbal. There's Benedictine, and there's also B&B, which is Benedictine and brandy. All right, 1 measure. All right, and now we have our bitters. We're going to do 4 dashes of each, the aromatic bitters and the Peychaud bitters. So 4 dashes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 4 dashes of the aromatic bitters. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Well, I made a mess of that. All right, let's go ahead and stir this up. So with all of these, it's actually got a very dark color. Kind of reminds me a little bit of like a Manhattan type color. And to be honest, I have no idea what to expect with this. This is one of those where I've never tried this before. I'd heard of it, seen it in the recipe books. All right, let's see. Oh, that's interesting. All right. And we're going to strain this over a king cube. and garnish with a piece of orange peel. Oh, like it was a nice piece. See if I can express it. I don't think I got an express on that. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, for your consideration, the Vieux Carré. So this, all right, this is really interesting. This is like a more complex old-fashioned, right? I mean, that's why it's included in this. I was actually wondering why this would be included in the old-fashioned section, right? Because, you know, why it would be considered part of the old-fashioned family. Every other cocktail until this point has had that formula, right? The alcohol, sugar, simple syrup, bitters, right? I'm guessing the Sweet Vermouth, maybe the Benedictine. I might have to take a shot of Benedictine later just to see if it's sweet. It looked sweet. It was well, I don't want to say it looked sweet. It looked syrupy. It had a little bit of viscousness to it. So maybe that's why, you know, that's the sweetener for this. But yeah, this has the complexity. It's got the sweetness of an old fashioned. Definitely has the sweetness of an old fashioned. It's got some complexity with all the bitters and with the herbal liqueur of the Benedictine. I was expecting it to be. I don't know if I want to say I was expecting it to be spicier. I was definitely expecting maybe a more complex flavor, maybe more bitter, because it had 2 types of bitters and 4 hits of each one. So, and I said this before when I talk about my the Manhattans. When I make a Manhattan for myself, I usually do it with 6 hits of bitters. So the fact that this had 8, 4 and 4, I was expecting this to be significantly more bitter, and it's not actually. This is very nice. This is easy to drink. This is a pleasant surprise. I came into this with no idea. I said, considering I didn't enjoy the Cognac Sazerac, part of me was expecting, especially how much I love the classic, the bourbon Sazerac. I was expecting to enjoy the Cognac Sazerac more. It was okay. It wasn't just, it just wasn't my cup of tea. It wasn't something I was like, oh, I'm going to make that more often. Just this is something I can add to my repertoire. I'm surprised. Now, mind you, maybe in New Orleans, it's something where it's on a heavy rotation. Next time I go to New Orleans, I'm going to have to go looking for it. I'm surprised that there are more bars that don't carry either this or a variation of it. It might be because of the Benedictine makes it difficult, since it's kind of a nuanced or I guess niche ingredient, so it'll make it more difficult. But yeah, this is really good. I'm really excited, and I'm generally surprised. I'm pleasantly surprised, I should say, how good this is. All right, guys, I'm going to finish this off camera. I got one more for you guys of these classic cocktails, the old-fashioned style formula of cocktails. Looking forward to that one as well, just because the ingredients in it is one where I think it's going to be something where I'm expecting to enjoy it. But, I don't know. I've had a few upsets in the bracket, so we'll see what happens. Guys, like and subscribe. I hope you're enjoying the content as much as I'm enjoying making it. Yeah, like I said before, I'm going to finish this off camera, and you guys have a great night. Cheers.